Hello, Brett Gallant, SierraWest Scale Models, and welcome to the O Scale O'Neills Fabrication Part 1 Diorama Video Walkthrough. The O Scale O'Neills Fabrication Craftsman Kit ships in two parts. In this video, I will assemble all the different components that make up Part 1. If you would like to see where Part 2 is headed, please check out my O Scale O'Neills Fabrication page. This video presents everything included in Part 1, the structures, structural components, and the details surrounding the exterior of the welding shop. The O'Neills subscription plan includes 3 different kits: O'Neills Fabrication, a small brass and iron foundry, and the O'Neills Machinery Wholesaler. The O Scale O'Neills Fabrication diorama is 15 by 16 inches, and what you're looking at now is the main building, the tower, the addition, and the loading dock. Now let's start adding the different components that complete the diorama. First up is the welding and repair shop. Acetylene tanks were dropped off by the local community for repair and filling. The first stop was here. O'Neills also rented hoses, pipes, and fittings in order for the locals to do their own welding. That's what's hanging on the left wall of the shop. Now as I rotate the diorama, let's take a look at one of my favorite scenes. This is where the locals brought used motor oil in 55-gallon drums. They were loaded on the tipping cradle, tipped over the sump, and drained. The oil was then collected in the large oil tank and purchased by the neighboring brass and iron foundry to fuel their furnaces. This is part of what makes the O'Neills subscription plan such an awesome and natural extension of the O'Neills Fabrication diorama. The 2 additional kits, the brass and iron foundry and the machinery wholesaler, are both perfect fits to create a wonderful O-scale diorama. Now we'll add the drive-through scene where the oil drums are unloaded to be emptied out over the sump, the welding and repair shop roof, and finally the roof over the drive-through. Let's take a look at a couple of the finer details on the welding and repair shop dock. The kerosene tank with its laser cut detail frame, and my favorite laser cut detail are these beautiful, super finely detailed hand trucks. The gas pump scene includes the pad, the oil drum, and of course the Wayne 60 model pump with an additional lamp. And finally, the last component in the structural scene is the drive under, which completes the front of the building where acetylene tanks were loaded and unloaded. The last thing I'd like to show you are all of the details that are included in Part 1. There's over 100 of them. And even though Part 2 is all details and is really what completes the kit, I still wanted to provide a very nice selection of details in Part 1 to kind of get you going with all of the techniques and the tools and the tricks and the weathering hints that I provide. Please be sure to visit the video page on my website, as there are great tutorials that will show you how I weathered these parts. Thank you for watching the O Scale O'Neills Fabrication Part 1 Diorama Video Walkthrough.